Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Learning Electronics. In this lecture, we are going to study the working and output waveforms of the basic parallel inverter, which is also called as center tapped inverter. So before starting this video, please subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon so that you can get more updated videos from here. This is the circuit diagram of this basic parallel inverter. Here you can see we are using a center tap transformer. So because of the use of this center tap transformer, it is also called as center tapped inverter. And here we are also using two thyristor switches S1 and S2. And these switches S1 and S2 are switched alternatively to connect this DC supply Vs across the two halves of the transformer. Here the output which we get across this load resistor R will be a square wave voltage, or you can say it is a type of sinusoidal waveform we are getting across this load resistor R. The voltage across the commutating capacitor C is used to turn off the conducting SCR by turning on the non-conducting SCR. Capacitor is connected across this primary winding of the transformer, and the capacitor voltage is applied across this load resistor R through this transformer. Here we are also using a inductor L. This inductor L is required to prevent the instant discharging of this capacitor C through the source when thyristor switching occurs. Now we will understand the working of this basic parallel inverter. Now initially we considered that only S1 SCR goes into the on condition, and at that time S2 SCR will remain in the off condition. So this is the circuit diagram when only S1 SCR is in conducting state. So as soon as this S1 SCR goes into the on condition, the source current starts flowing in the circuit. When the source current starts flowing in the circuit, this capacitor starts charging. When we find out the polarity of the voltages across this primary winding, this current IS will enter at this O point. So for the first half of the primary winding, this O point will be positive and this A point will be negative, and for the next half of the primary winding, this O point will be negative and this B point will be positive because of the transformer action. Now because of the voltage across this primary winding, this capacitor voltage polarity will be positive on the right hand side plate and negative on the left hand side plate, as you can see in the circuit diagram, because this positive on the B terminal will come towards the right hand side plate of this capacitor. So the maximum voltage across this capacitor will be equal to 2 Vs. So first we will apply KVL in this loop. So when we apply KVL in this first half of the primary winding, starting from this source voltage Vs, we will get VOA is equal to plus Vs, and when we apply KVL for the next half of the primary winding, starting from this source voltage Vs, we will get VBO is equal to plus Vs. Now considering these voltages, that is VOA is equal to Vs and VBO is equal to Vs, when we apply KVL in this inner loop, considering this capacitor voltage, we will get capacitor voltage Vc is equal to plus 2 Vs, and this polarity of the voltages are considered positive here. So as soon as this capacitor charged to maximum voltage of plus 2 Vs, this capacitor current becomes 0, and since this capacitor is connected in parallel with this load resistor R through this transformer, the load voltage will also be equal to plus 2 Vs, and this polarity of the load voltage will be taken as positive, with right hand terminal positive with respect to left hand terminal. Now here you can see this capacitor will be placed across this S2 SCR, that means the P side of this S2 SCR is getting this positive polarity of the capacitor voltage here. So this S2 SCR will go into the forward bias condition and ready to turn on. When we give the trigger pulse to this S2 SCR, it will go into the on condition, and as soon as this S2 SCR go into the on condition, this negative polarity of this capacitor voltage will go to the P side of this S1 SCR, and this S1 SCR will go into the reverse bias condition. When S2 SCR goes into the on condition, this S1 SCR goes into the off condition. So this S1 SCR will be in the open circuit, as you can see. So this is the circuit diagram when only the S2 SCR is in the conducting state. Now again we have to consider the polarity of the voltage and current in this circuit. The source current starts flowing again in the circuit as soon as this S2 SCR goes into the on condition. Now the polarity of the voltage across the primary winding will be, this source current will enter at this point. So this O point for the lower half of this primary winding will be positive and B point will be negative, and because of the transformer action, this A point will be positive with respect to O point for the first half of the primary winding. So this is the polarity of the voltage across the primary winding when this S2 SCR goes into the on condition. Here the winding portion OA carries the discharging current minus of IC because the current direction is reversed here, and the winding portion O get the current IS plus IC. That means it will carry the current IS plus IC here. So as soon as this S2 SCR goes into the on condition, the source current gets shifted from S1 SCR to S2 SCR. Therefore, the current and voltage polarities will be reversed here. Now, when this S2 SCR goes into the on condition, voltage across the first half of the primary winding, that is VAO, will be equal to plus Vs when we apply KVL in this loop. And when we apply KVL in this loop, starting from this voltage Vs, we will get VOB is equal to plus Vs. Okay, now the voltage across the primary winding VAB will be equal to minus of 2Vs we have to take, because now the polarity of the voltage across the primary winding is reversed with respect to first case. So we can take VAB is equal to minus of 2Vs here. Now the capacitor will be again charged with reverse polarity. That means right hand side plate will be negative with respect to left hand side plate, as you can see. So the maximum voltage across this capacitor can be equal to minus of 2Vs. So when this capacitor is charged with minus of 2Vs, which is the maximum voltage across the capacitor current will be equal to 0. So here you can see the capacitor current direction is also reversed with respect to first case when the S1 SCR was in the on condition. The voltage across the capacitor polarity is also reversed. The voltage across the primary winding polarity is also reversed, and the voltage across the load resistor will also be reversed here. So the low voltage will also be equal to minus of 2Vs because this capacitor is connected parallel to this load resistor through this transformer. Now we will consider that this transformer is an ideal transformer, and we will take the turns ratio N2 by N1 is equal to K. So we can find out the load voltage from this equation. We will take Vs by V0 is equal to N1 by N2. So from this equation we will get the load voltage V0 is equal to N2 by N1 into source voltage Vs. Now we will take this N2 by N1 is equal to K. So we will get load voltage is equal to K into Vs. Now this, since we are using the load resistor here, the load current will be equal to load voltage divided by load resistor. We will put this equation here. We will get K into Vs by R is equal to load current. Okay, now again we will take the currents ratio, that is source current divided by load current will be equal to N2 by N1. So here we will get source current will be equal to load current into N2 by N1, and since N2 by N1 is equal to K, here we will get source current is equal to load current into K. Now we will put the load current equation from here. We will get source current is equal to K square into Vs by R. Now this source current is also flowing through this capacitor. So the peak discharging current can be equal to K square into Vs by R here. Now we will understand the output waveforms of this basic parallel inverter. First we will consider when we fire this S1 SCR. This is the circuit diagram. So as soon as we fire the S1 SCR, source current starts flowing in the circuit. When source current starts flowing in the circuit, this capacitor starts charging. So this capacitor will charged with a maximum voltage of plus 2 Vs with B point positive with respect to A point. So this polarity of the voltage across the capacitor will be taken as positive, okay, with right hand side plate positive with respect to left hand side plate. So the capacitor maximum voltage will be equal to plus 2 Vs here, and the load voltage will be equal to K into Vs. So we will get the maximum load voltage is equal to plus KVS, and we have found out the peak discharging current is equal to K square into Vs by R. Here the peak capacitor current will be equal to K square Vs by R. So when the capacitor voltage reaches its maximum value of 2 Vs, at that time the capacitor current goes to 0, and the thyristor 1 current when the S1 SCR goes into the on condition will be equal to the source current. So whatever be the waveform of the source current, it will be the waveform of the thyristor 1 current here, as you can see. So as soon as this S1 SCR goes into the on condition, the voltage across the S1 SCR VT1 will be equal to 0 in the ideal condition. Now we will consider the next case. When the S2 SCR goes into the on condition, the voltage across the capacitor polarity will be reversed, that is minus on the right hand side plate, positive on the left hand side plate. So this capacitor voltage will be taken as negative, therefore VC will be equal to minus of 2 Vs. That means the maximum voltage across the capacitor will be minus of 2 Vs. Similarly, the voltage across the load resistor V0 will be equal to minus of kVs here. The waveform of the capacitor voltage and load voltage will be similar here, and when the voltage across the capacitor is reversed, at that time the current through the capacitor is also reversed. So we are getting the reverse waveform with respect to first case here when the S2 SCR goes into the on condition. So when this S2 SCR goes into the on condition, S1 SCR will go into the off condition. So the current through this S1 SCR will be equal to 0, and source current remain in the continuous form. Now we will take the voltage across the S1 SCR. Here you can see the voltage across this capacitor will appear across this S1 SCR. That means when the S2 SCR is conducting, VT1, that is voltage across S1 SCR, will be equal to the capacitor voltage VC. But this voltage is a reverse voltage for VT1. So we will get a reverse voltage VT1 with respect to this capacitor voltage. So the waveform of the capacitor voltage will be reversed. Here the load current waveform will be similar to the load voltage waveform, because in case of the resistive load, the load voltage and load current will be in phase with each other. So hope you have understood the topic. Thank you very much for watching, and please do subscribe my channel for more updates.